I'm here with Ted Hirschfeld, who is the athletic trainer at Hinsdale Central High School, and we're talking about overuse syndrome in athletes and how to stay in the game and avoid shoulder injuries. Ted, what do you typically tell your ball players and other athletes on ways of avoiding injuries?
The biggest thing I like to stress to athletes is and it can't be overstressed enough, is the importance of proper warm-up. You can't just go from sitting somewhere to go out and start throwing an 80-mile-an-hour fastball. Proper warm-up is just essential, and whether it be through some jogging, whether it be through some jumping jacks, or just doing some sprints to get the blood flowing, I think that's one of the big keys.
What about if you haven't played for a while and you're getting back in the game?
I think, especially with a throwing athlete, we want to have them start out making some nice short tosses and over anywhere from 10 to 20 to 25, and then they can increase that to a long toss, but they want to do that gradually over a period of a number of days.
So start slowly and work your way up.
Absolutely.
How about coaches outside of the coaches at school? What about throwing coaches or coaches that you'd use if you're a swimmer?
I think the athletes, whether they're an 8-year-old or whether they're a 13-year-old, they just have to find that healthy balance between a private throw coach that they may be using versus their coach that whether it's at the Little League level or whether it's at the high school level, and just make sure they're listening to the coaches, and the coaches know that there may be other people giving them advice, so you want to make sure all the advice is all on the same page.
What can happen if you overdo, if you overuse your muscles and your tendons and various other parts?
If there's some overuse issues, if it's a muscle or tendon, you overuse it, it can easily lead to a muscle strain, and that might put an athlete on the shelf for anywhere from a couple of weeks to longer. It could be something more serious if it involves the bone and it winds up being some type of bony abnormality that could sideline them even longer.
So it's good to take all these tips into consideration and start early when they're really young, and learn to warm up, learn to do exercises and strengthening exercises as well.
Correct. And I think especially with the younger kids, the younger kids have to listen to their coaches, realize the importance of warming up, and realize also what their limits are with regard to how far they should be thrown right away and how long they should be throwing, so when they get to the high school level, they already have that concept down.
And this can, of course, stop any kind of future injuries later in life as well.
Absolutely.
These tips. Well, thank you so much, Ted. And for more information, you can go on to www.hand2shouldermd.com. That's hand2shouldermd.com. And there's a brochure on overuse syndrome in athletes and tips from Ted online. Or you can call 630-455-7135 for more information. Thanks so much, Ted.